Are you tired of your makeup looking like crap and want flawless filtered like skin but without breaking the bank? This look is all drugstore, all affordable products, and looks incredible. If you want to learn how to recreate it, keep on watching. All right, besties, let's lock in and get some filter perfect skin. You need to prep your skin. So to start, I like to use some sort of milky toner. I've used the Bioma and I've used the Thayers. Thayers I typically use at like nighttime and then in the morning if I'm not wearing makeup. I really like the Bioma for a base when I am wearing makeup. It's just a little bit lighter, but it is very thin. You can see running down into my watch. And we just want to gently press that into the skin. And I like to take all of my skincare products down my neck. Next, another Bioma product. This is the Phytomucin Glow Serum. I have no idea what is in any of these. I don't really understand skincare a whole ton. I wish I understood it better. This is really like kind of sticky almost. It doesn't feel too bad on the skin, but it definitely helps makeup grip to your skin better. If I forget to use this, I can definitely tell a difference. This one I don't bring down as far, but I do blend my foundation down my neck, so it does help. I am not going anywhere. It is like 7 p.m. right now as I'm filming this. Typically I would add a sunscreen if I was going out, but we're not. So using this Essence Hello Good Stuff Glow Serum, it's a lot like the e.l.f. Thirst Burst Drops. It's just a very nice little like prep serum. It's not really a primer to me, even though it says primer. I feel like I need something else after this. And I put this everywhere. I know some people try to avoid their brows. I don't a whole ton. I always just kind of go through and wipe my brows if there's a bit of excess product in it. I still prime around my eyes and everything and make sure everything is good. Between each product, you want to let your skin kind of set for, you know, at least like 30 seconds. Just give it time to absorb. Lately, I have been trying out this Essence Bouncy Plump Smoothing Primer. It's a really interesting texture and I really like it. Any sort of gripping primer would also be really good, but this one I really like too. So I have a little spot, so I am going to go in with some concealer first. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. And I put it on kind of weird. I do this on purpose. I'm going to let it sit for a while. I kind of blend out the edges a little and over it and then go back in. This works a lot better if you have like a pot concealer. I don't, so we're just gonna let this dry down. It's gonna take a good while, so just hang out, do something, read a book for a little bit, scroll on TikTok, but we just gotta let this sit and kind of just dry down for a couple minutes. Okay, so our spot is not being our friend today. We're trying. It is drying down. I kind of messed with it a little bit off screen, but this is more under eyes and overall face. Just ignore the spot because the spot is still gonna be there no matter what kind of filter you put on your face. If you got a big old spot, it's gonna be there. For foundation, I love to use the Superstay. I'm like kind of in between shades. I use 102 and 112. 102 is like slightly too pale. It makes me look a little sickly, but then 112 is a little too tan and I look a little oompa loompa. So we do half and half. And I like to just put a bunch on the back of my hand and just mix it together. The heat from the back of your hand is gonna help it meld together better. And I feel like it just blends on my face better too. So I like to just go straight in. I know some people will use a brush and kind of paint it on their face. I like to just put it right on and then blend it a bit with my finger. And I try to avoid the under eye, but not as much as some people do. I don't mind if a little bit of product gets on there. And I'm trying to avoid the spot. And then with some sort of beauty blender sponge of sorts, I go into the excess product on the back of my hands and I like to blend down my neck into my hairline, over my ear practically. Again, trying to kind of avoid the under eye area, but also if some product gets there, it's not the worst thing. I use the other side that didn't have the extra product to kind of blend. And we're not rubbing, we're not swiping, you're just tapping. Down my neck is the only place that I kind of more swipe. I know my nose looks a little ridiculous. My nose always breaks apart really badly. A trick that I learned you can do is use eyeshadow primer on like the tip of your nose. If you have issues with makeup breaking apart, put it on after your primer, let it sit for a while, fully dry down, and then put foundation on. That does help, but I only ever really do that for like special occasions. So normal day to day, I just use like whatever is left over on my sponge from blending around. And just doing a really light layer with not a whole ton of product is what has helped me the best. And then over the eyes, I just kind of barely tap and then use the clean side of my sponge to kind of blend it off. Very gently going around that lovely little spot. And already we're looking pretty good. And I love a good contoured chisel look. Having a more rounded face, it just helps boost my confidence. I like the look of it. So I use a liquid bronzer contour from e.l.f. Gonna do a little line and then taking like an angled brush, going to gently dab, because again, don't want to swipe and pull because that's gonna mess up the foundation we just put on underneath. And I do kind of gently blend it up the cheek a little bit. You don't want to pull it down too far because then that's going to bring your face down and kind of look droopy. So you kind of put the product right in the hollow of the cheek, blend it, and blend it up and backwards into the hairline. So again, just kind of, I know it's subtle, but you can tell already. I love the look of it. I also like to use it to warm up the face a bit, so I like to dot it around my hairline. To make sure it doesn't dry down too much, I like to kind of go through and like half a blend, just so that it's not dots that are sitting there drying. You can use a sponge for this. I just like the look of the brush. Plus, when you're using a sponge, it can kind of take the product away, so I feel like it's not as deep as I like it to be. And now the fun part. So I kind of do like the back of my jaw around my ear. So it's kind of like right there, dots and lines. The part on my neck, I do kind of more circular motions, but the rest I still do like the dabbing. And then I also do my nose. It's mostly just to kind of like warm up the rest of my face. But I feel like it just kind of helps even everything out because you have warmth around the perimeter, but then nothing in the center. It just looks kind of funky to me. I feel like the lighting was getting kind of weird, so I closed the curtains because the sun is setting. But for blush, I love this She Glam one. It's really weird. It comes in like a little sponge, and then using some sort of brush, I like to blend it up into like my temple area. So like right where like your eyebrow ends, basically. I don't like to pull it too far inward because that can pull the face down. And it looks really weird because I'm like blending this into my eye, but we're gonna put concealer on and it's all gonna blend beautifully in a minute. Just gotta trust the process. I also like a heavier blush. If you're not a huge blush person or you're just getting into it, just do a couple little dots and very gradually build it up, or just do one at a time. And then I actually like to take the tiniest bit that's left over. It adds the tiniest bit of pinkness, but not a whole ton, and I feel like it just looks really good. You can even kind of just take it and go all the way across just to really blend out that blush. For under eye concealer, I have really been loving the Essence Silky Blur. As you can see, this is all drugstore affordable makeup, and that is the way I roll. I do still like luxury products. It's not in the budget and hasn't been for a long time. Being a stay-at-home mom, it's not gonna be in the budget for a while probably. Unless you like and share and subscribe and send this to all your friends, then maybe. But I just do a little bit under the eyes like that, and then tiniest little bit. If you want, you can put some on your chin, on your nose, like forehead. I don't do that a whole ton on my day-to-day. Like right now, I feel like it's looking pretty good and I don't really need any extra brightness or coverage. Like my spot is looking pretty good. And it sounds weird, but if you let your concealer kind of almost set, let it just dry down a little bit and then go in and blend, it's gonna help with that coverage. Just trust me on it, but also kind of test it out because there are some concealers that dry really fast or already more of a drier consistency. So just kind of vibe it out. I like to use some sort of little dense blender brush. This is the Morphe concealer brush. And I just kind of gently pre-blend it, and then I do go in with a sponge. And then with the same sponge we used for our foundation, And you can see what I mean, like just from blending out the concealer, the blush has already like tamed down a lot. And then now to set the face, because this is the most important part, I use 2 different powders, and I'm gonna actually do half and half on my face just to show you the difference. But typically I use the e.l.f. HD powder, but I also use the L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection. So I'm gonna do e.l.f. on this half and then L'Oreal on this half. So I just shake some product into the lid, and then I have 2 different blending puffs. This one's the e.l.f. one, my everyday puff. And you want to tap off the excess. You can kind of press it into your hand if you want. I don't feel like that ever really has helped me a ton. The main thing that really helps is blending the crap out of your face. So I'm gonna go back in and blend with that sponge, and I have the powder puff all prepped and ready. I'm gonna blend around my nose, grab that right away, looking up, and press. Instantly you can see like my under eye area a lot more on this side that I haven't set versus my left side of my face. Instantly like looks so much better with the Blurfection. And then I couldn't find my other one that I normally use, so brand new powder puff, and same thing, gonna get stuff all over it, kind of tap it off, press it in, puff is ready to go. And really smooth. I feel like I need a tiny bit more powder since it's a newer puff. And if you want, you can put a whole ton of powder on. And also that's right where my spot is. Just gonna blend my chin a bit. And then I like to put some right here on the jawline. And then for my forehead, again, because I'm almost 30, I got lines and creases, so I'm going to blend the crud out of it. Got both puffs ready. And obviously there's a lot of powder, so we're gonna let it sit for a minute, not full on bake, but just let it sit. And then going in with a fluffy brush with the e.l.f. Gently sweeping away any excess powder, and then in spots that we didn't set, I just kind of gently go ahead and set with whatever's on the brush. I'm gonna wipe this off, and then in the L'Oreal, like they're both very blurring and like look like a filter on my face. Like from a distance with the good lighting, it looks really good. And now we go in with all of the powder forms. So you're probably thinking, we just put on contour, blush, all that. Why are we doing it again? It helps with the longevity of your makeup and just kind of brings it back to life a little bit. I'm using my Wet n Wild Mega Glow in Dulce de Leche, and I just very gently, and you can see it kind of just brought a tiny bit more warmth back and made it a little more chiseled again. Because going in and setting it and all of our steps, sometimes it kind of fades a little bit and gets blurred out. So we're just going back in to bring it back to life, basically. And then we just take this everywhere that we put the cream or liquid form. So blend it into the hairline, around the jaw, down the double chin into the neck. And then for around the nose, I just kind of pinch it and just very gently dab it. And then I like to kind of go right around the tip, which I know it looks real crazy. Then you take it and you wipe off the excess. Blend it out. And for blush, I use the Milani Luminoso. I'm pretty sure they reformulated these or redid them, and I happened to buy a new one like right beforehand. I just know the packaging is a little different now, so that's great. But I just love how this looks. It's so pretty. It's stunning. I like to blend it up into the hairline almost, and again kind of towards the eye and the under eye area. You don't want to put product right there, but whatever's left on your brush, just kind of gently tap and blend. And then I like to take whatever is left over on the nose. It looks really good. For highlighter, lately I have been using the ColourPop Flexitarian. This is kind of like a creamy powder, weird consistency. It's super weird. I just use like a little fan brush, gently tap into it, and then kind of try to blend it on the back of my hand. You can just go straight in, but it's pretty intense, so I kind of like to blend it into the bristles a bit before going straight onto my face. And I like a nice pretty glow, so if you're not a huge highlighter person, you can skip this step. I like it right on the tip of my nose and then the bridge of my nose, and then sometimes a little bit on the cupid's bow. That's pretty much my entire face. Before I do my eyebrows, I like to set my face. And then taking that beauty blender with like clean side, just gently press it into the skin. It helps bring your face kind of back to life, bring a bit more glow, look a little less flat and dull from all the makeup on it. I don't always do that, it just is helpful. You can also spray setting spray on your face before you set with powder, spray it again, and then go in and do your eyes. It's really up to you, and it depends how long you want your makeup to last, but eyebrows, I just use a little pencil and fill them in, nothing special. I like my brows pretty bold. I know a lot of people like to leave the center part a bit lighter and kind of fade. I don't have much in the front, and I've tried it a few times. It just does not look right and does not work very well for me. So this is what I do. Brows are done. Good as they're gonna get. Remember, sisters not twins. Using my Ulta Matte Veil eyeshadow primer. If you have any like makeup residue left, I always like to kind of go in and pre-blend it. You can use like a little sponge. You can use that same brush we used for the concealer. Just kind of even out, because if you already have creases and you're trying to put primer on top, just don't. And then using a different finger, I usually kind of blend out the edges a little bit. And you want to blend all the way up to the eyebrows. And then my everyday makeup palette, this is the ColourPop Feelin' Bubbly. Taking this light shade in the middle, I just barely tap it just to kind of set that primer. It's just what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. So for the crease, I'm going to take these two shades here, tap it off, and then put that right in the outer corner and into the crease. Right now we're just kind of gently tapping and placing it, not doing anything too crazy. And then little circular motions, just really little. Okay, looking pretty good. Taking a short little shader brush, going in with those same two colors back and forth. We're gonna do the lower lash line. Just connecting from the upper. So for the lid, I kind of alternate between both of these. You can see this one, the middle one, is a bit more like bronzy. So it really just depends what mood I'm in. Lately I've been going with the bottom one, flat shader brush. Gonna go in with that bottom shade, and then inner corner, and kind of gently just tap and drag it upwards. It's very gentle little flicks. And then I like to go back in with that little crease blender brush that we used and just kind of go over it just to help blend those together a little bit better so that it's not too harsh or anything. And then now time for lashes. So curl your lashes, it's gonna help so much. And you can see like, maybe. I like to curl one side at a time and right away go in with some mascara. This is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect, the green one. I like to hold it for a minute and kind of like, you want to squeeze it a bit. And then tip, if you always make a mess with your mascara, hold your mirror like really low down, like almost as if you were like looking at the floor. And then one thing that I do with my mascara that I know a lot of people don't is I do the back of my lashes. So I kind of, I don't know how well you can see this, but go up, and then as I make a mess, it makes the lashes so much longer and thicker. And then finish with a bit of bottom mascara. Today is not my day. Don't worry, these mistakes can easily be corrected, which I'll show you how. So don't panic and do not wipe it away right away. I'm really bad at doing that sometimes. Still getting better at that. But so let that dry so we can more easily remove it. Don't touch it. We're gonna jump into lips. Lips is always kind of different for me on the day-to-day, but this is the mostly finished look. I am a weirdo. I have to put lip balm on of some sort, even like the tiniest little layer. Like my lips are begging for moisture at this point. just something for a few seconds, and then I literally just go in and wipe most of it off. But like, I just need that tiny bit of moisture. And then for lip color, lately I've been loving the ColourPop lippy pencils that I got in my haul a while back. This one is Oh Snap. This is, I think, the lightest shade. So I'm gonna line our lips. And I like to fill my lips in a tiny bit. And then for lipstick, one of my favorite nude lipsticks is from L'Oreal Fairest Nude. It's just a really pretty pinky nude. And voila, we're pretty much done. I feel like the lip is a little too brownish for me, so I'm gonna go in with kind of lip balm gloss. I don't know, wild red almost, but that's more me. I'm trying to get into the more like cool tone brownie nudes, but I'm just not vibing with it, but I feel like this helps. It's a little bit more warmth, but it's still cool overall and kind of more brownish. Tell me your thoughts. What are we thinking? Okay, had patience. We've let it dry. Q-tip time. So you want to let this dry as long as possible. For something like this, if you don't have Q-tips, just go back in with that same brush and kind of lightly try to like feather it off and blend it. I do. Ta-da! Like, you can barely even see where anything was. Like, it's not gonna be perfect. And now for the hard part on the skin. And now you can see, probably should have left it a tiny bit longer, but now you're thinking, oh no, I just fucked up. What do I do? Don't panic. I just go back in with the blender that I used, because there'll be like the tiniest bit of product left. Take that setting powder and go over it. Like, mistake who? Like, yeah, it's not perfect. I messed it up a little bit. I know. I have an 8-month-old. Okay, I only have so much time to myself to film and edit and upload and do all this stuff. So we're always in a hurry here. But this is the finished look. I will go back in with another round of setting spray. And I like to use 2. I've really been liking this Bouncy Plump Hydrating Spray from Essence. And now we're done. Sometimes I'll sit in front of the fan to make this process a lot easier, just because your face is like decently damp from all the spray, which is a good thing because you're trying to set your face, but like, I got places to go and things to do. Okay, so that is the look completed. This is how I achieve my filter-esque makeup look on a daily. Like I said, setting powder, this side is e.l.f. and this side is the L'Oreal. And I know I messed up the tiny bit, but I feel like they look very similar. But like, I think it looks really good. And this is how I do my makeup pretty much every day. Obviously, I just use one setting powder, but this is the look. I try my best to keep this as simple as possible and as beginner friendly as possible as well. But I know for a lot of people, these little tips and tricks are really helpful. Even for me, I'm always learning. I'm always learning about new products and new ways to do things, different ways people apply products, or just using a brush to blend out the concealer and then the sponge. Like, that's not something I thought of until like very recently, which I know a lot of people like, I've been doing that for years. Good for you. This video is for literally anyone that's just looking to learn a bit more, learn some tips and tricks, and just improve their makeup skills and get kind of flawless filter looking skin. And I will say that lighting and cameras and everything, it does impact how your skin looks. Like, my skin looks really good, but if we go into my bathroom, it's gonna show all of my lines, all of my pores, everything. Even if I just bring you guys in a little bit closer, just on my nose right away, on my cheeks, you can see my pores, like you can see my forehead line, but it still looks pretty good. So let's go to the bathroom and show you what I mean. This is my half finished bathroom, ignore it. But this is with an overhead light, still looks pretty good. But then let's turn the overhead off and instantly, like, my brows look really pale and weird. You can see all my pores. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys just the true up close, real raw clips of everything. I have fine lines, I have wrinkles, I have everything. I have a chubby face, so my cheeks just kind of mess with everything. So take everything with a grain of salt, and no makeup product is gonna give you flawless, beautiful skin in real life, because that's not possible. Everyone has pores, everyone has lines and everything. So just remember that no matter what, you are so beautiful and so loved. If you guys like this video and you want to see more like this, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to join the family. It really does help the channel grow, and I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.